Hi, all of you in YouTube land. Happy holidays or Days for some of you, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, or Happy St. Lucia for some of you who celebrate all of those holidays in the month of December. But I am coming to you guys with a review, and part of the review is going to be a Pottery Barn Kids review, but I will upload that a little differently. So there'll probably be two uploads of this video, but mainly this video is for the purpose of doll collecting, because you guys know that I'm part of the doll collecting community. So as a Black doll collector, African American doll collector who collects mostly African American dolls, I try to give you guys good content, but because I don't discriminate, if I see a doll that I like, regardless of color or race, I do pick that doll up. So these are my two dolls here. This is a CYO doll, and you guys might recognize her as Condoleezza Bryce, after Condoleezza Rice, because I grew up in the Reaganomics and Bush era. And this also is she is a Truly Me doll, and she is a create your own. So the only thing that's similar to them is that they're dark vinyl dolls. So this one is a Truly Me doll, and her name is Ginger, and I named her Ginger Hensley, Hensley being her middle name. And she is dressed for the holidays. And I decided to switch her outfit up a little bit because this outfit was on Kanani, but I really wanted to see this outfit on Ginger because I had ordered some new, not new, but well, I guess it's new, but it's not new to my channel. I've done reviews on some of the mix and match. So I got some more flats, holiday flats for her to wear with this outfit. But I also ordered, or I picked up from the store, I picked up from the store some more boots. So she is wearing some white boots with this to go with the white shrug and her white ribbon that's paired with the red, just so she can be more festive. And remember how I was telling you guys about how this outfit looks so good from the back, because you can see the fur. The fur is all over the back. I thought it would look even better with a doll with shorter hair. Kanani has very long hair, and this doll is known for her pretty curly, thick hair that is shoulder length. So she kind of reminds me of a 1980 something Whitney Houston. I don't know if you guys remember the singer Whitney Houston, who's no longer with us, but she used to wear her hair like this back in the 80s. And I think all of us young African American girls wanted to be Whitney Houston back in the 80s and early 90s, not so much in the late 90s and early 2000s, because, she just kind of went in another direction. But I think in the 80s, we liked her style and we liked her hair. Not to say that we didn't like the blowout look or the curly hair or the curly pigtails, because a lot of us had that too. But I can speak for myself when I say most of us had naturally curly, crimpy, and wavy hair. So that being said, you guys are going to see her with a shoe swap, but just to kind of draw attention to these pants, don't these remind you guys of the Elvis jumpsuits? If you guys watch a good Elvis documentary, you'll know what I'm talking about, where his jumpsuits, kind of the leg part of the jumpsuit has like rhinestones on them and they flare out, and he would always like pair it with like a belt or something. But not that I was old enough to really know Elvis when he was famous, but for those of you who want to get smart, you guys know that you can watch documentaries and biographies. You don't have to live in that era to know who Frankie Lyman and Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Elvis, all the greats, Whitney Houston. You don't have to be a older person to know who these people are. You can watch a good biography on Netflix or HBO Max or any streaming device now and know who these people are. But anyway, she just kind of reminds me of Elvis. She's giving me a little bit of Elvis. But for the Pottery Barn people, I did order this one outfit from Pottery Barn. It's the Rifle Paper Company Pottery Barn Kids Nutcracker Organic Nursery Pajama, 0 to 3 months. So you guys know I have Ashton Drake dolls, and in order to dress my Ashton Drake dolls on an affordable budget, I usually get baby clothes that are made by designers. So a lot of the stores that I like to visit are TJX company stores, but lately I've been shopping at Pottery Barn for little things here and there, and I did come across this sleeper, and I thought that it was super detailed, and it has a lot of interesting things on it. It can be quite busy for someone who is very observant and might gravitate towards busy things or might be repelled by things that are rather busy looking or loud. But this outfit has a lot going on. And so the reason I got this outfit was because it did have a lot going on. I wanted to see the Christmas tree, and I wanted to see the mistletoe and the owl and the gingerbread man. And after a while, I just noticed that I couldn't get enough. It was like one of those books that you have to find Waldo, like Where's Waldo? Or it's one of those things where someone dumps a junk drawer out and you have to like find the candy cane out of all of the other items. Oh gosh, I have to get out the book that shows that. But anyway, that's what it reminds me of, is that someone just decided to throw everything at this outfit. And the pattern is amazing. I think this is like a sled. And you can see how detailed it is. It has the string and a present, some mittens. Like I said, a detailed Christmas tree. It's got all the wonderful things of the Nutcracker. It's got the Mouse King. It's got Uncle Drosselmeyer. It's got Clara. And I'm a little upset that Clara's legs are cut off here, and that the brown skin toy soldier is cut off, but you do get a full view of the Nutcracker and the gingerbread man and this little fun Jello mold and a horn and a stocking. So you get so much. And then you have the toy soldier again down here, and you get 2 of them. So if you turn it over on the back, because a lot of times you burp babies. For those of you who have ever been mommies and daddies, you know, or uncles and aunts, you know that you burp a baby and you pat the baby on the back. And so sometimes you love to see little decorations on the baby's bottom or the back part of the baby where you would burp the baby. So it's even got all of that for you on the back. I don't know if you call these French horns, but to me, they're horns. You got a wreath, you got an ice skate, which is amazing, a drum, a moon, a candle even, an owl. Did I say an owl before? Well, you get an owl. And I believe you do get a full-size brown soldier somewhere. Here you go. Here's the little brown soldier that you get. And that's kind of why I bought the outfit, because I don't usually see little brown people on outfits like this. Whether it's a black Santa or whether it's a black Mrs. Santa, you just don't see that. So I'm glad these days that they are throwing everything at you for people who are looking for that. Because I think we're a society now where we're intelligent enough where we just know to expect it. We know that there's variety in our world, and we like variety. We like things like cakes and coffees and candies, and we like all that stuff, but that doesn't mean that we don't like fruit and nuts and other things too. So I think it's one of those things where you want to see a sort of assortment of things, where you want to see all kinds of people. on clothing, on fabrics, on prints. You want to see representation. So that's what I do like about this outfit. If you guys notice, it has like a little footy, so you don't even have to have like doll shoes or little baby shoes to go with it. And those are the outfits that I tend to like, are the baby outfits where you don't need anything else. Like you don't need any other accessories but the sleeper. So that's kind of what's going on with Pottery Barn Kids. So if you guys came to my channel just to see a review of this outfit because you're on the fence and you don't know if you want to buy it or not, it gave me free shipping just for this one outfit. So I definitely feel like it's a good investment for the holiday season if you have a little one, or if you're a doll collector like me and you need something inexpensive to dress your dolls in. And the tag is really cute. So I think I'm going to use this tag for junk journaling, which my husband thinks is hilarious. I think he thinks the whole concept of junk journaling is hilarious, or just the name itself. And it did come all tied up with this gross grain ribbon, but it's kind of torn and ratty at the ends. So I don't know if I want to put this kind of ribbon on a doll, but I will show you what I would like to do with this ribbon if you guys give me another moment or so. Okay, so the youngest member of my family has this Maple MD medical kit. It's just like a little toy medicine box so that he can play doctor. It's all made out of like wood and plastic and natural, like everything's natural in here, mostly wood. But it's really cute. But he doesn't have any bandages, I noticed. Like, he asked me what this was, and I said, well, it's medicine. And I think he also has something called ointment. Yeah, he has ointment gel, and he didn't really know what to do with ointment gel, and I had to tell him it was like Neosporin. So this would work really well as a bandage. So when he wants to bandage up some of his stuffed animals, he can use that in his medical kit as a bandage. So I found a good use for that without having to go out and look for one to put inside this kit. And speaking of my youngest, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Topsy-Turvy dolls, but that's the one thing that's missing from my doll collection. Is I have a huge array of African American dolls, which I'm proud of. I'll show you guys my whole collection one day on this channel of African American dolls and all the different ones that I own. Unfortunately, I still don't own a black Skipper. I would love to get a black, not Skipper, but a black cricket doll. I would love to get a talking black cricket doll from the 1980s, but that just hasn't happened yet. But anyway, another doll that was very popular back in the 1700s or 1800s was a Topsy-Turvy doll. And on one side you would have a black doll, and on the other side you would have a white doll. And you would, you know, turn the doll upside down and the skirt would be covering one half of the doll. But in this case, this is a Topsy-Turvy dragon, where right now, if you wanted it to be an orange dragon, you would push this dragon up inside to hide it to make one full dragon doll. But then if you wanted it to be a pink dragon, you would push this orange dragon inside, and this would turn into a pink doll, a pink dragon doll. So that's kind of the concept of a Topsy-Turvy, where again the dress would cover up the doll underneath. So it would look like if you were a white child and you wanted to play with a black doll, you could put the white doll underneath the dress and play with the black doll without your parents or anyone knowing that you were playing with a black doll, because this was back in the 1700s or 1800s, and a lot of people weren't as open-minded about races playing with different dolls and whatnot, different things. There was a lot of discrimination back in those times. And so then if you were a black girl and you wanted to play with a white doll, you could turn the doll upside down and it would show a white doll until someone came around, and then you could switch it. So that's why my collection is so special, is because I would love to show that we've evolved since then, and that these days you can be a doll collector and you can buy whatever doll you really want. If you want a white doll in your collection and you're a black child, you can have a white doll in your collection. Nobody should say no to you. And I bring this up, the whole concept of a topsy-turvy and everything. I bring that up because I was in the store and I did see a Caucasian mother telling her daughter that she didn't want her daughter to get a black doll. Her daughter wanted a number 58, and this was like a few years ago that her daughter wanted a 58, and the mother was like flat out, no, you're not getting that doll. Pick out a doll who looks like you. And she stressed that right in front of me. And I thought to myself, if that were my daughter and she was picking out a doll, I would let her pick out whatever doll she wanted, whether that doll looked like her or not. Because you never know, like that young lady could have had African American friends, she could have had a black friend or a friend who was multiracial. She could have even just wanted a doll of color. So I really did feel very strongly about that she should have been able to get the doll that she wanted. And then other parents will argue with me and say, well, if I'm paying for that doll, then that child is going to get the doll that I want her or him to get. And so it's really like one of those things where you just can't win. But on my channel, I really try to be very upfront about why I collect black dolls and why I just would never turn down another doll or buying a doll simply because she's not a black doll. If I like the doll, I'm going to get the doll. Okay, and right here, here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I like Nikki, so I ended up getting Nikki. I also ended up making this CYO doll after Nellie, because at the time I didn't have an original Nellie O'Malley, and now I do. So this is meant to look like Nellie, but her real name is, I named her after one of my kids. Well, I named her really after my youngest, but I can't say that name on camera. So I usually tell you guys that her name is Nolan Lilibet, but it's really something else. But, you know, I call her Nolan because I wanted an Irish name that went with Nellie, because I didn't really want to call her Nellie 2 or Nellie the sequel. But anyway, I got her this outfit, which is Nikki's kind of New Year's outfit. But then I also got a second one just because I was afraid that it would sell out by the time that I really wanted to put it on an older doll. But then I realized that it looked so good on this doll, and she is a CYO doll, that I thought, well, if I'm not buying Nikki's sister, Isabel, if I'm just sticking with the Nikki doll, then I can have another doll dressed as if she is twinning with Nikki, and that both of these girls can wear the same outfit on New Year's night. And that's what I'm going to do. Like, I just wanted to leave her in this holiday outfit for the holiday season, especially since I already showed you guys her Hanukkah sweater. But because she celebrates Christmas as well with her family in the book, I did want to show her in a holiday outfit. So that's something that I did end up getting that I did not tell you guys that I did get. And usually best friends twin with each other anyway. So if it's 1999 and I remember my childhood the way that I believe is correct, I used to have best friends all the time who would mimic each other, where they would wear the same friendship bracelet, they would wear the same clothing, they would twin on the same day. And now that's an actual thing where my youngest goes to school. They actually have a day where you can dress like your best friend. Okay, and last but not least, I have this Barbie that I ended up picking up from Marshall's. And the reason I picked this Barbie up is because I really liked her face mold. And when I took my youngest to the Space Museum, or when our family went to the Space Museum, I did see a 1980s astronaut Barbie, and I felt really bad that I didn't have an astronaut Barbie from back in the day. So anytime that I see like an astronaut Barbie now, I try to pick the Barbie up. And this Barbie was $6.99, poor thing. No one really wanted her. And so once I saw how cute her face was, or her face sculpt was, and that she was African American, I knew that I had to have her for my collection. All right, guys. Well, the next thing I'll probably do is I'll end up showing you guys what I got from American Girl in my next video, and I'll show you Claudie's outfit for Christmas, so that way she will be dressed and ready to go. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.